What is the future of the Tekken 8 Season Pass? Will we get a Season 4 or even a Season 3 for that matter? So Tekken 8 is officially 1 year 10 months old and has sold a total of 3 million units as of February 2025, which was the last update from Bandai Namco. Tekken 8 sold 2 million units in its first 2 weeks, which was a massive achievement. For context, Tekken 7 has sold a total of 12 million units till date. So T8 hitting 2 million units in its first 2 weeks was an insane achievement, and Namco was quick on the bat to shove that achievement in our face. However, it took them a year to sell another 1 million unit, hitting that 3 million mark back in February of 2025. So now, what happened? How did it take them only 2 weeks to sell 2 million copies and a year to hit that 3 million? Now, there are a lot of different factors to this, right? If everyone remembers, when Tekken 8 first launched, everyone, literally everyone and their grandmother was glazing the hell out of this game. Almost every publisher was just giving this game 8s and 9s all across the board. Like, everything was sunshine and rainbows for Tekken 8 at launch, which was a good honeymoon phase. Of course, being massive Tekken fans, it was good seeing the game be such a massive success. However, one thing Bandai Namco did that was very, very scammy is the fact that these guys actually added the Tekken shop and the battle pass after the game actually released. So all these publishers that gave this game super high ratings did not actually reveal the game with its battle pass and Tekken shop currently in the game. So it was a very, very scammy move for Bandai Namco, actually introducing the Tekken shop and the battle pass and all these monetization mechanics after the game received such high positive ratings. And this, for me, I think is one of the biggest reasons as to why Tekken 8 took another year to sell another 1 million units. It lost a lot of faith with a lot of its player base, and this damage continued over the years. Of course, we all know the story with Season 2, and so on and so forth. And whilst the game was praised for having such good content, a good story mode, online was praised for having good net gold, characters had enhanced personalities, very good reworked characters, very nice movesets, everything was all sunshine and rainbows. But as the game grew older, people started realizing the flaws of the combat system of Tekken 8, especially revolving around hit and how a lot of the game was dumbed down. So again, these are just a few of the factors that I feel affected the game actually taking a whole ass year to sell another 1 million unit. Like, just think about it for a second. 2 weeks, guys. It took them only 2 weeks to sell 2 million copies. And then a year for another 1 mil. Like, that is insane. Right? That is insane. So going by that fact, what does that mean for the future of Tekken 8? Does that mean it will take them another year to hit another 1 million units sold? Right? For me, it seems that way. Because with all this stuff in the game now, like literally when I boot up the game, the first thing they shove in my face is check out the battle pass, check out the Tekken shop. For me, that just screams desperation, and it kind of worries me in a sense. Like, is this game actually doing well, boys, right? The last time we got an announcement of the unit sold was back in February, as I said. So it's been, what, 10 months since then, and we haven't gotten an update in terms of units sold for this game. That shit scares me a lot, boys. It's very, very scary. And you can't just say maybe they're saving it for like a huge milestone. Like, boys, back in T7, whenever they hit 1 million units sold, they always made that announcement with the coolest art of every character in the game, popping champagne, celebrating their ass off. And you bet it, boys, like Namco love to shove their success in our face. You bet your ass, if Tekken 8 hit 4 million units or even 5, we would have heard about it at least by now. So the fact that they've been quiet about this matter makes me concerned about the future of Tekken 8. Like, are we actually going to get a Season 3 or even a Season 4 for that matter? let's break this down a bit more. So let's talk about the generation of consoles. The PS5 released back in November of 2020, if I'm not mistaken, and the console lifespan usually lasts for 7 years. So that states that the next console might be late 2027 or maybe even late 2028 because of the whole COVID pandemic, the lack of components, that issue we had with Tekken with PS5s being in short supply. So maybe this time around the window might be affected and we might get a PS6 launch in 2028. But for the sake of this video, let's stick to the classic 7-year lifespan of consoles. So that means late 2027 release. So with that said, Harada did make a post a while back saying he'd want to launch the next installment of Tekken with the new generation of consoles. So let's put it at 2027 December, right, or November. That equals the 7-year lifespan. So what does that mean? So if we look at the next two seasons, right, season 3 and season 4, that lines up with the 2027 release of the PS6. So that means we'd get season 3 next year for 2026 and then season 4 the next year for 2027 and then get the launch of Tekken 8 maybe early 2028 or maybe mid 2028 as well. So now this kind of adds up, but has the game made enough money to warranty a season 3 and a season 4 for that matter? Because one thing these guys love to stress is how expensive it is to make these stages, to make these characters. So like, what does that mean? Are we going to get a S4? From the way it's looking, boys, I don't think we might. Season 3 maybe at best, but season 4? I don't think so, boys. If we do get a season 4, I bet your ass it's going to be a bunch of returning characters and like reworked move lists, basically like Miguel's, Julia's, Konemitsu. Those characters might come back but won't have like a lot of reworked stuff, right? Basically like Lydia and maybe even Eddie, right? Eddie wasn't changed all that much, but he was redesigned, but like not to that degree. So I don't think we'll get a bunch of new characters or like super enhanced move lists or moves for the certain characters, for the characters that will come back in season 4 or season 3 if we do get these seasons. Because boys, 10 months since season 3, since the 3 million units sold announcement, like come on Namco, by now you should have hit at least 4 million units sold. So this is a concern to me. My prediction is we don't get a season 4. I think we get a season 3, but not a season 4, boys. Like the way it looks, maybe when season 3 drops and there's a massive change in the mechanics of the game, but even that, I think Namco has lost a huge part of their player base in terms of just support for the game in general. I think season 2 is doing good and we will do good because a lot of us are hyped for Armor King. I just literally bought season 2 because of Armor King, bro. I don't care about Miarizu, not my kind of character. I just bought this pass for AK and I'm sure a lot of you guys have done the same. I think it's actually good value. The character pass S2 has good value because it's a new character. AK, I do like Fak and Anna is pretty cool. But outside of that, I don't know how long people will stick with this game if we don't get that massive balance update for season 3. That changes the game for the better in terms of the overall mechanic. And with the scummy past that Namco has gone through, right, introducing the Tekken shop after the game got positive reviews, same as the battle pass, the whole issue with the stages, them lying to us about defense and stuff, they've just lost a lot of customer loyalty basically. So most people won't give these guys the same amount of money they gave them in the first 3 months of the game since launch. Remember, 2 million units sold in 2 weeks. 2 million in 2 weeks is fucking insane. And then a year to hit 3 mil. I don't know, boys, that's kind of sus to me. It's kind of sus. So maybe in the next Tekken Talk, we might get an announcement of 4 million units sold. That's a very huge possibility, especially with S2, which I think has done good, again, because of AK. But until then, we have to wait and see. But anyway, boys, that's just my take. I don't think we're getting a season 4, but if we do, it might be a bunch of returning characters from Tekken 7, maybe random Katarina, right, random Josie, But all in all, I don't think Tekken 8 is doing as good after its launch, because just how long it took for them to hit that 1 million units sold. So S3 you might get S4 looking kind of sus, but that's just me, boys. Let me hear your take. Do you think T8 is in a good state? Do you think these guys will hit that 4 million units sold by the end of this year? And do you think we get an S4? Talk to your boy. Let's talk about it, Nemi Gang. Thank you so much as usual for taking time to watch this video. If you've made this far, please don't forget to do that like button, subscribe if you're new for a bunch of Tekken content. And Nemi Gang, as usual, thank you so much, and may the Predator be ever in your favor. GG.